Welcome to Rodmarton Farm on Farming Simulator 25. First off, a massive thank you to MartinMLGAMER, the map creator who's given me early access onto this map and has allowed us to start recording content for it. I haven't done a sort of map tour as such, still sort of very new in the content creation world, as most of you who follow the channel are aware. But did just do a little highlights video, just trying to show you some of the map early doors. And yeah, I'm going to leave the map tours to the professionals within the chats. And there's been a few cracking ones that have already come out today. And I'm just going to get on with starting a Let's Play series. This will replace Garth Farm for now. And it'll be a slightly different thing. We'll play as Martin sort of intended us to play, really. I'll give you a bit of background initially around the map. So from Martin himself, basically Rodmarton is based on a real life location near Cirencester in the UK. The fields and the roads are identical to the real life, and the farms and everything else that he's basically built have been used. He's used a little bit of artistic license. There's a mixture of good field sizes centered around an arable farming with a few smaller grass fields thrown in. You're going to have two main farms. One is arable, and then one is a dairy or cow farm, I should say. And then you've got three smaller yards, which are just essentially a few sheds kicking around. You've got a BGA, placeable area, number of, I think it's 4 sell points, an animal dealer, and a vehicle shop. If you do go with the start farm, yes, then you will start with the main arable farm, 3 fields and a very small selection of well-used equipment, which is what we have done. We're playing on easy, but I will change that actually to the economic difficulty down to normal at least. I've gone with a 3-day month, and then basically everything is usual: crop destruction, periodic ploughing, yes. Fields don't go away. Disasters I'm always going to disable from now on. I've got I just don't want them in the game. That's my sort of thing. And then yeah, that's basically our settings there. In terms of then carrying on with the map, it uses 4 particular mods you're going to have to download to play it, and he's asked for basically attention and thanks to MS modding, Red Dog, VR modding, and FS landscaping. And I know, being in Martin's Discord for this map, there's a number of other mod makers, map creators, and content creators you will undoubtedly want to thank as well, all for like helping him with the testing and everything. So he's worked incredibly hard on this. He's been, considering how new he is to map making, as I touched on in the sort of first tour video, Garth Farm blew me away. I loved it, not only because I'm very patriotic and Welsh, and it's a Welsh map, but it was just so real. And I love those sort of maps. I love the sort of undulating hills and roads, and you know, the immersiveness of it, and like the little detail and the little touches. And this is just that, but 10 times over. He's worked so hard, and I really do hope he gets the praise and the plaudits he truly deserves. As with Garth, all the fields are named here, so there's a custom wind setup as well, alfalfa, stubble damage, UK number plates, traffic, although I personally, you can hear it in the background, I'm going to turn traffic off. It's a personal preference, and when we play the map, you'll see why. The roads are really narrow, and the traffic, I don't know, like, not what the right word is basically, but the traffic that has been used, there's quite a lot of it. Like quite a small country, like it's not a small map, but small country lanes, there's quite a lot of traffic. So I'm just going to turn it off. At the moment it's on, but when we start playing, I'll probably knock it on the head. And yeah, that's basically it. So if we have a quick little squint at the map itself. So we start down here. This is ours. This is our farmland. So we've got Trent, Purdy, Upside, and Stonehill Farm right next to the BGA here. So these are ours. This I have converted myself. So we started off with 100,000. I've spent my money already basically on some sheep in this field. So I've put in Now I know with animals mod, arrows mod, where we can have more visual animals, I could just put one massive pasture in here. My graphics card probably wouldn't cope very well with that. So I've split it basically. And if we have a quick look on from a greater height, you'll see what I mean. Whoop. Let's come out of that view. So you've basically got the two separate areas for the sheep, and it's right down the middle there. You can just see as my circle of horribleness starts to fill in as if I take that to the edge, right there's the edge there of where the two pastures meet. So I've got two pastures, and then we've got space for 100 sheep in the big barn for the winter time. So we'll shift them around at some point, either with a herdsman. Here we are. You see what I mean? And the traffic sort of stays together. It doesn't really thin out at the moment. So for me, I'll look at it. It's like the M4. it would honestly. Now, look, other people would love that. Other people will really, really appreciate it and like that. And that's fine. That's the beauty of this game. It's the beauty of maps. It's the beauty of everything about Farming Simulator. And I say this over and over again. One person's honey is another person's vinegar. And there is no right, there is no wrong. You play how you want to play, and you play how you like, what makes you happy. So I will knock that traffic on the head, because it will bother me too much getting completely always bumping into them. Right, if we go back here, let me knock the flight mode back off. So yeah, so I've spent my money up on that top field up there, and that's it basically. We've got two fields that need a lot of work, unfortunately. Martin hasn't made it easy for us, that's for sure. So when we look at the actual situation here, they both need ploughing. I mean, they're massive, and so the idea of ploughing these is going to be horrible. They are cultivated, is it? Yeah, so cultivated but need ploughing. So, and the thing is with the ploughing, it's tricky, isn't it? Because it's such a huge contribution towards long-term yield return. So as awful as it is, I'm probably going to have to just get on with it and get it done. And we got so little money, I can't really justify putting a worker on it, so I'm probably going to have to do it myself. The other thing that Martin's done to really kind of challenge us is starting equipment. And basically all you get is this tractor. So actually, if let's go into our garage, where is it? So, because I'll be able to see the details a bit easier here. So you got the Fendt 728, 303 horsepower, but she's 38 months old, with 257 working hours on her. So, yep, cheers for that, Mart. We've got a plough, which is, how big is that? 4.2 meters. And I'm rubbish at ploughing, so I'm 100% getting rid of that, even though it's only worth 1,500. We do have a good seeder, in fairness, although it's worth pennies. We will keep that and use that, because it's a good seeder, and it's got a decent size on it as well. So that's good, and it can do both fertilizer for us and the seeding. So happy days. And we have a fertilizer spreader, so we've got half a chance. And that's it. Basically, I want to wait. So, Martin, you spoil us, mate. Other than that, that's it. That's all you're going to get. So, depending on how you then want to play in terms of mods and stuff, will completely, dictate how this sort of playthrough would go. For me, I'm just going to sort of start setting the rules as we go. I'm just going to play. I've got no issues with loans and stuff. I might set a limit on them, but I'm not going to kind of get too lost in the weeds. I'm just more excited to play the map, because even though I've kind of poodled around it and had a good look around so I could do the first look, I was away when everyone else basically had access to this and started doing the testing for Martin, so I lost a lot of the opportunity to drive around it. So I've sort of deliberately just done flyovers and had a little look around places. So you pop over to like Lane Farm over here, you can see what you're talking about. It's, you haven't got much to play with here. So yeah, and in terms of then like driving around, I've sort of avoided that. So we kind of, I'm going to be discovering the map properly as I play with you guys, and I think I'm hoping that'll be quite a nice way of doing it. There may well be issues. There may well be little things that we stumble across and have difficulties with that we can let Martin know about as we're playing along. And if that happens and it needs a new save down the line, then it's no dramas. I can work around that and work with it and make it all good. So this is the main Rodmarton farm. So you got your cow set up here basically. And then what have we got? We had Slate Barn Farm, isn't it, at the top here? So we'll visit this. So it gives you loads of I love this building, by the way. I love it. I don't know why, but I really, when I did the video showcasing it, there was something about this kind of approaching this building. Yeah, really, really like this. I don't know why. But yeah, just really fell in love with the look of that thing, even though you can't use it. And then we've got our shop over here. Now, obviously Martin's used a real map, so it's a real overlay, so the shop doesn't actually appear on here as such. But here it is. And he's done a lot of work. He's given us the inside. He's filled it with a few bits and bobs, which I really like as well. Oh, there you are, Martin. A little bit of a graphic one there for you, mate. So... oh, and a little bit of edge in there as well. So a little bit to tidy up. I don't think that'll be the end of the world by any means. Couple there. So you can see it's just, you know, it's just these final little bits now. There will be things we know that I know Martin has already discussed with the guys and girls on Discord about some collisions work, some don't. And I don't think... and Martin's going to kind of go into the weeds of trying to get everything perfect. Right now, I think he's quite comfortable with the fact that it's not going to be perfect. He's still learning. He's only been doing this for a matter of months. And I mean, it blows me away. The guy is so talented. He's so talented. It's ridiculous to be able to just knock this map together in such a short amount of time and it be so good. Just like Garth, the noise, the voice over in the background, brilliant. I meant to ask him actually, because I know he was originally planning on using God Save the King, like he did for Garth Farm with Hinrad van Hadai, but I'm not sure if he could ever get there. It was either a WAV file issue or a rights issue, possibly. I'll have to check that with him. So animal dealership up here. There's one of our mods, which I think is the buy and sell anything there. Wonder if he's done what what I was moaning about on Garth, because on Garth one of the sell points just was an absolute savage bump. And I know he definitely is giving me a bit of stick about my whole OCD for driving clockwise and anti-clockwise. So yeah, so we are going to basically find our way around the map just quite naturally as we need to. I haven't actually checked with him about contracts, but there we are. There are plenty of them. So I don't mind doing contracts on this. On this, I think we're going to have to, because it's going to be hard. But maybe like that one there, right? So let's have a look here. We could take that on. How long have we got? 14 hours left to do it in, because we've got that annoying thing. I saw a mod the other day that said you could start the game and it wouldn't do the whole just one day for the first month. It would start you as you wanted. It was when I was away, so I was only reading about it. And do you think I can find it to download it? So if anyone knows that mod and it works, please let me know in the comments. Because one of the worst things about this game on FS is that first month you always have to just have one day. So yeah, frustrating. Maybe we do the thing I did on PlayStation where we have if I'm going to do contracts, it has to be with my own equipment. That could be an interesting way of doing it, because that way then, instead of, so let's have a look at that. That was, if we go into the shop. Oh, that's interesting. Oh god, there's a lot of stuff on sale here. Why is this some maps load, right, with loads on sale and some load with like hardly anything? Can anyone explain that to me? I love this trailer. I just love the look of that trailer. It's so good. And my graphics card isn't doing that justice. It's, yeah, cracking trailer that. Let's have a little look here. We got anything? Some mulch. Have we got anything? Oh, the same thing again. Interesting. Liquid fertilizer for sale. And the thing with this map is it's gonna need to be small. There's no two ways about it. It's going to need to be small machines. Let me just have a little look through here just to see. Cultivators. Just wondering. Needs too much. Okay. So what if we went that way with it then? So what if we went with, because is it that one that we're using in the shop there? So if we bought that 36,000, we've got enough money for that, but we could look at it as on a higher purchase and maybe put 20% down, buy it over 5 years, option 4, so that we pay as little as possible and we will pay off it before we get there. So we could do that, and we could look at that then. That's 350 quid a month. And if we did that, we could then take on this contract and get back 17,000. That might be worth doing. And just look, because hoeing's a pretty easy way of making money, I think, in the game, because it's relatively speedy. Yeah, maybe that's a nice way to do it then. Maybe we go with, we can only use our own machine. So, okay, I think we might take that on. Let me jump into my tractor then. We're going to the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take that horrific plow back. And I know it's the real way of doing it, and you wouldn't plow fields realistically with what I'm about to do, but we're gonna do it the easy way. Oh, that's another mod I'm using this time around, which I haven't used before. And you saw the warning come up there about the engine being cold. It's the engine damage. Now I don't know if it's quite ready, but if you look on the bottom right, our engine temperature is slowly climbing, but we got the old blue warning. So if we run the high revs, it causes more damage to the engine, and if it's dirty, then it can cause damage to the engine, and just little things like that. I think that's such a cool little mod to play with. So right, let me remind myself which way I'm going to go here. So we're going to come out here. I'm thinking, can we go? I honestly cannot remember if I can get out. I'm going to have to cheat and have a quick look if I can get from up the lane. No, because that goes into my field, doesn't it? So I'm going to have to come out on the main road here, go down to the town. I think we go left, do we? No. This is why. We go all the way across then, do we? So we go up there, up there, up there. Yeah, that's it. Okay, we're going to go straight. Let's go straight. And happy days. Let's do it. And this will be a nice way to sort of visually have a little look at the map as we go along. So, I mean, as I said, don't forget, I'm not playing at a particularly high spec graphics card compared to the majority of content creators. And I'm still exceptionally happy with what I've got, because this was given to me by an incredible person, an incredible friend. And allowed me to move over from console gaming to PC gaming, and it is changed my world. Completely changed my world. So Certainly never going to complain. And one day I will upgrade the setup when I've got a little bit of money, and I can probably justify it a touch more with, you know, if the channel becomes incredibly like successful and things. Which also, on that note, 1900 of you now, 1900 subscribers, which is incredible. There we are, there's our first head-to-head. Now I just don't, I mean, look at that. Yeah, it's too much, it's just too much for me. I can't, I get why on Oak Bridge auction they've just had with that one car driving around. If it was only like 2 or 3 cars, I'd probably leave it on, but there's just too many for me. So away with you, traffic. So there's a few different ways we could go at this now to try and make money, but I think if we go with the contracts, I could maybe just say one, maybe 3 or 4 a year maybe, rather than 1 a month. I don't know. I'll have a little think on it in terms of the rules and how I sort of want to set this up. I know, oh wow, holy moly, we'll have a look at that on the way back. I know I'm going to make my life a lot harder by doing this, but I'm going to change this plough setup for just one that's a little bit easier to use, because I'm no good with ploughs. I get it wrong all the time, even when I'm just following how the auto course is generated for me. So if I'm going to be doing the ploughing, I'm going to have to do a lot of it by the looks of it, to try and save some money. Then there is no way I'm using a wacky plough that I've got to try and get the ridges right on. So okay, so we go into the left hand side here to get into the shop. Here we go. Right, park up here, knock the engine off. Come around here, let's have a look here. Right, so repaint, is it going to be worth it? Do we take the risk? Come on then, let's take it. So it was going to give us the devil's number, 1666. So we will say 10,100. Okay, so oh, you son of a gun. I'm going to recredit myself that. I'm sure if you repaint it should. Yeah, I'm going to have to recredit myself that. That's a thing that I clearly didn't realise. So, what was it, about 10,000? 10,100 we said. 10,100. Thank you. Blinking thing. Right, so we shall sell. God, that isn't worth it, is it? Blimey. People are going to be screaming. I mean, look how expensive it is. You know? Just to get hold of, I've sold it for £1,000. Madness, I tell you, madness. So instead of using the plough, we are going to try and use a subsoiler, and I'm going to go with, I think, the Ripper. 16,000, 4 meters versus 5 meters. 3.5 meters, yeah. I think we're going to go with the Ripper. And just subsoil it to give it that ploughed state. So it's still pretty good. We'll put 20% down on it. Again, do the 5 year, and we'll go with option 4. Thanking you. Over there, that generates. And whilst we're here, we might not. I'm only playing on ×1, so we should still have the time. Go on, I'll take a risk. Where are the weeders? Where have they gone? Where have they gone? Weeders, and it was. That's what we need to do, is actually order this by price, sending. Don't do the mod. Could we use that one? It's half the size, but a third of the price. No, we'll go with this one. We'll put it on the hire purchase. We'll put 20% down. We are going to be so low on money, but we're going to get this done now. So we'll do with 5 years again, and we will go with option 4, £358 a month. Beautiful. EEA, beautiful. I'm going to have to leave my weight here, and if I wanted to take both of these back, I should have just done them at the shop, shouldn't I? I will come back for the weeder. I hope, yeah, it will be right, cause that weeder does, let me, you watch me now, I've probably gone and got a weeder that doesn't do both types of weeds. Oh, thank God, small and medium, right, okay. And whilst we're here, we'll go back to contracts and we will take that one here and we will say accept for 17,000. Thanks very much. Okie doke. Okie dokie. So we'll run this back down now and we will get to work sorting our fields out. Now the question is, what do we do with the fields? And I think it's boring, but the way that it's set up, it has to be the sort of basic crops. Just because we haven't got the equipment right now. I don't want to do grass and cows. I'm just going to buy grass bales as and when we need to for the sheep. They've got their pasture, so hopefully that should see them through anyway. So we are going to focus on sort of arable on this series rather than the animals, because I've got a lot to catch up on and learn about animals with arrows. That bump is savage mad. Yeah, I've got a lot to catch up and learn on. I love those little things like that attention to detail there. A little pull-in next opposite the gate and things. Just these little things matter. They really do. Just the effort where, you know, tractors and machinery are going to be pulling out here, taking that wide route, and a lazy map maker would have just left it. Would have just left it as is. And I kind of feel like you've done this along the road, in little patches, and just done little things just to make it look a bit more real, like, you know, that immersiveness. I love it. Absolutely love it. Right, let's get down there. The beauty of this is I can put it onto a nice long... I'll do a... Well, do I do a jump cut? Probably a jump cut, based on how long I've been just wittering away. And bring you guys back in sort of once it's done. That wall as well. I know he was having a lot of texture issues, like it was too yellow. But that sort of final look of these stone walls, I love them. They are gorgeous. And again, just well placed. Like, you know, they're not everywhere. There's not too much. It's a very, very well done map. This, it's very well done. Yeah, we'll probably do a jump cut, which means you guys will just, you know, be gone for a couple of seconds, whereas I'll be gone for probably a couple of hours. But it'll be nice. I'm quite looking forward to it. I'll put my podcast on. I'll catch up with the American football stuff from last night. I'm probably going to watch a couple more of the Rodmarton tour videos that have come out today and see what the other guys have been doing. See if I can learn how to do it a little bit better. Although I think it was relatively well received. I hope it was, at least. Pretty positive in terms of the comments that I had. Right. So, our first field then. Let's go. Let's go. Big old fent. And we shall get ploughing. You watch now, I'll get up here and this thing won't remove the plough status. I'll be gutted. Let's get up in this top corner. Try and make our lives a little bit easier. Right, steering assist, we'll make an extra headland because that's just good practice. And And you would normally start with up and down, so should we do that? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start with the inner. And I know it's a weird way and you wouldn't do this in reality, but... Right, we'll just do a little line here. And just make sure this is actually working. Yes! Happy days. I'll tell you what we haven't done is... How much is it going to cost? Oi, oi, oi. Oh, no. Oh, man. Is that suggesting that it's going to be 57% silty clay? So it's not even going to be good, is it? Oh, mate. That's savage. Ay, 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 Mart. Come on. Buddy, Bach. Blinking heck. Right. Ploughing I shall do. And then I'm going to go and do some weeding. I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. Blimey. It's fair to say that feels like it has taken me days, because in a weird way it actually has. I started recording this yesterday in the evening. I very quickly got quite tired, so I was like, I'm going to have to knock it on head for the night. And I've just been trying to chip away at it throughout the day today, in between doing other things. And yeah, it's now sort of like 8 o'clock in the evening on Tuesday. I normally release a video. I was hoping to have got this done this morning and released this tonight. That absolutely isn't going to happen. I would do well to get it done maybe by tomorrow, but probably Thursday now. Yeah, these are two massive fields. Fair play. So we basically, though, have now finally got both of our fields ploughed. So that's a good start. Money is very, very tight. I've basically picked up a used, no, not even used, I think it was brand new, cultivator, because we're just going to need one of those eventually. But then it did dawn on me, even though this is ploughed state, I could probably, with our seeder, because it's direct, I could just go straight over this, couldn't I, and seed into this. So yeah, so maybe a little bit of a waste of money there, really. I still get confused as to the order of things I should do in FS. I gotta be honest, it does throw me out a little bit. It also dawned on me that we don't have any of the where is it? The precision farming details for these two fields. So this one is going to cost us 6,600, which is a lot, and this one's going to cost us what was it? 13. So well, the best part 20 grand basically for the information that we need. So, yeah, bit of a nightmare really. I'm gonna go and drop this. Wow, I didn't see that. Drop this back at the farm, go and grab the weeder, and then go and do our contract. So at least that'll put some money back into the bank account, which I was gonna use to pay off some of the items we bought, but I actually think it's probably going to have to go towards the precision farming and some more hiring of equipment. In addition, whilst what this did give me a chance to do, there was play around with my settings again, and I think, well, they're loads better now than they were. The graphic settings are loads better now than they were at the start of this episode. So I hope if you started watching it and you're still here, then you can see that. Don't know how I messed it up so much really, but it's the first time really I've done just a task that just went on for so long. It just allowed me the chance to actually go and investigate and do some stuff whilst I was kind of just going up and down, back and forth. I had the opportunity to actually like get online, do a bit of AI work and figure out a better setup. Right, I'm just going to chuck this in here, I for now. We'll decide where everything's going to live longer term another time. Wow. What we do need, however, is some fuel. And we will also need a washer, because otherwise we are going to be damaging our tractor far too much. So how much fuel can we get in here on the cheap? Let's have a look. Maybe if we put 500 litres in, or maybe 200 litres in. Let's see how we do for that. So yeah, go with that, and then we can then hopefully, come on, there we go. Yeah, let's see how much we use. I wonder. In the meantime, anything? Was there any pressure washers on sale? Just on the off chance. Sometimes they do pop up. I don't think there was, but nope. Right. So, why am I looking in here? Because there's the cart one somewhere in here, isn't it? I think. But actually, what we need is they're in the What's just left in this? Oh dear. It's got me enough to get through. Right. They're actually in here, aren't they, in the tools? So that's 4,300 for that one. Can't afford that. 1,500 for that one. That might be what we have to go with. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. This is bad times. Yeah. Shouldn't have bought as many sheep as I did. Right. Let's just chuck you down by here, maybe somewhere like that. The only hope is that those sheep will, because I bought some good quality ones, will actually get producing wool quite quickly. So we should get a bit of a return from that relatively quickly. Right, that's clean, which is good. And I'll clean the weight whilst we're at it. It is a nice tractor, this. I do like this tractor. Excellent. Stick that back on there. No. Go on, mids. Let's get with the program here. Right, so I'll go and grab the weeder, get that bit of side hustle done, and then we will move then into September, at which point we'll be on to 3-day months, and I will pick up the pace in terms of the game clock. I'll leave several £1,000s in there. We may then have to look at, I guess what we could do is actually next month then do another contract. So that'll be the next month, and that'll then give us the money to hire the relevant equipment, get the lime to put down before we then put the fertilizer and the seeds down. And then actually, is it a fertilizer seeder or is it just seeder? Oh, it is a fertilizer seeder. Excellent. So normally, I'm always a bit mixed with precision farming because I'm still learning about that as well. But if I remember rightly, it's okay to do it that way, and like you don't have to wait for the crop to go in to put fertilizer down. We can just put the fert in, and as well then we can lime each year, and it shouldn't take as much lime each time, if I remember rightly from the lessons. If I'm watching the Farmer Cop and whatnot. There we are. So yeah, so I'll go and do that, get that done. This episode, I've no idea how long it's going to be, probably about 55 minutes at this rate. I do hope you return and join me on the adventures on Rodmarton. This is an incredible map. Martin has worked so hard. There's a few other little delights coming our way when it releases this week, hopefully. It shouldn't need a new save. If it does, it's not the end of the world, because I can basically make ourselves whole quite easily. So that shouldn't be a major drama. So I do hope you come back and join me for the series, and we'll set some more rules and see if we can't get some money and do a bit more of a traditional Let's Play whilst I still sort of learn the finer points of the game. But thank you for watching. Thank you for the support for the members, especially the the signed up members on for payment in Discord. Thank you. If you want to come over to Discord and have a chat with us all, please do so. Follow the link. But in the meantime, be happy, stay safe, and we will speak again soon.